direct democracy, go to ballot.org.
Re-elect Riverside County Sheriff Stan Sniff on November 6th, because Sheriff Sniff will keep our families safe. Let's keep a proven and experienced leader in this critical office as he continues to modernize our Sheriff's Department by integrating technology tools for his deputies and dramatically improving their training and equipment. Vote for experience, proven leadership, and integrity. Vote to re-elect Riverside County Sheriff Stan Sniff on November 6th. Paid for by Friends of Stan Sniff 2018. Hi, folks. If you're still paying for electricity every month, it means you haven't signed up for the Inland Empire's #1 money savings program offered by Horizon Solar Power. Just call to qualify your home, and Horizon will give you $100 plus pay your electric bill until 2020. It's that simple. Call, qualify, get $100, and no electric bill payments until 2020. So keep your money in your pocket and become energy independent today. Call 844-711-6996. That's 844-711-6996. Or click on one of our Stay Cool ads at KCAAradio.com.
This is KCAA.
You just entered the Gotcha Zone. Eilon up to the start line and get ready to race with your host, Joe Britt. It's time for Gotcha Racing, live on KCAA 1050.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines and get ready for an action-packed, fun-filled hour of everything a motorhead ever loved or lived. Gotcha Racing with Joe Britt. Welcome to Gotcha Racing. This is Joe Britt. Hello there, race fans, and welcome to another edition of Gotcha Racing with your host. Who's your host here? The host has to be me, Joe Britt, coming to you live and direct from our headquarters in Redlands, which is KCAA studio. I'm trying to get my doggone thing to work here. Okay, all right. And coming to you loud, clear, and strong on a Saturday afternoon right before the SEMA show. Ooh, you know, that show that we've been going to for the past 17 years. Got a lot of things on tap for you today, and I'll throw you a couple of nuggets so that the ladies out there and the guys who do not know as much about the automotive industry that we do, we will give you information. Throw some nuggets out there for you and to you, and basically we're going to have some fun, guys. Okay, let me do my open. I come to you a humble man that is reflection of God's grace and greatness, a humble man that is standing on shoulders of ancestors. Hello, America. Look alive, California. Wake up, San Bernardino. Stand up and be counted, Inland Empire. For this is your host, Joe Britt, coming to you loud, clear, and strong from the desert to the sea, broadcasting on the powerful KCAA Radio 1050 AM 106.5 and 102.3 FM. You know, you'd have to be under a freaking rock not to hear our broadcast on a Saturday morning. You know, we service the automotive industry throughout the world, and we try to give our listeners good tips, good information, and how to do-it-yourself projects that you won't be taken to the cleaners to get done, meaning you don't have to take it to a dealer each and every time your car coughs. You know, I got a buddy of mine that has a BMW, the 7 Series, and he knows nothing. You ask him what a screwdriver is, he's like, is that a knife? You ask him what a 9/16 open in, he's like, what is that? Every time his car coughs, it goes to the dealer, and that's a $500 pop. Now, for some of you, it might not mean much. For some of you, you guys are Big Willie, you know? But for the rest of us, hard-working Americans, any money out of our pocket means a lot. If I can keep it in-house and give it to my family and service my family and my bills with the money that I do make on a weekly or a daily basis, it's good. And that's what we're here for. We're here to give you that insight on how to do it yourself, okay? So let's do some house cleaning here real quickly because we got a lot of stuff on tap today. For those of you that could be under a rock, those of you that might have a cell phone, smartphone, dumb phone, house phone, and you just want to listen, just listen to this great broadcast of ours, that number is 720-835-3099. I'll repeat that, 720-835-3099. Now, if you want to call into the studio and talk to me, and I'm asking for you to call in. Why? Because this is SEMA. SEMA's coming up for next week. I got a team going to SEMA like I do every year, and we will be walking the 15 to 20 miles of the SEMA show, and not stopping at every vendor. But there could be something at the show that you might want us to see, or you might have a request for, or you might want us to get information and bring it to you for the next show. That number in studio is 909-792-5222. 909-792-5222. For you out of the area, that number is 909-888-5222. 909-888-5222. We can be found on Facebook under Gotcha Racing TV, Gotcha Racing Live, grtv.media. We can be found on Google. Just put in Gotcha Racing TV, Gotcha Racing, and we try to service you. Now, if you want to contact me for some reason, maybe you might have a car show coming up. Maybe you want to promote a event that's coming up in your neck of the woods. The communique with our business email would be grtv.media@gmail.com. grtv.media@gmail.com. Okay, and that could be for all you racing. That could be for all you racing fans, and also for Gotcha Racing TV fans. Now we have like two different companies here. Okay, we got the live Gotcha Racing Live. Okay, that's on the radio, 3 different stations, and then we have the Gotcha Racing TV that was on cable that we are bringing back, and we're gonna have some fun with it. Okay. Now, I was saying that I had a couple of nuggets for you, for the new listeners, or even for the old. Okay? How do you know if your shocks are bad or your struts are bad on your automobile? Well, here's a simple, easy test. Okay? Go to the front of your car, to the side, either to the driver's side or to the passenger side, to the front of it, and you push it down. And if it comes up very quickly, bounces up, you need shocks or struts. Now, what a shock is supposed to do is retain, the downforce, meaning that when it's into a curve, it goes down to, I'll say this, if you're turning right, okay, typically the car will go, the downforce would go down on the right side, and then it would take a little bit of time coming up. All right. So when you are pushing down on a vehicle to see if your shocks are bad and it bounces right up very quickly, it's time for a shock change. Where was I at? I was on the streets of San Bernardino, and I was coming upon a Nissan, a late model, could have been an old, probably 08 or 11 Nissan. I think it was Alta. Well, anyway, the car was rocking like it had airbags or something. I'm going, what the heck's going on with that? And there was 2 young ladies in the car. They could have about $1.50, $1.75. That's weight wise, and they were dancing to the music. And the car was rocking. I go, guess what, young ladies? You guys need struts and shocks, If you went to a curve and the car cannot handle that curve, it's going to go the other way, you're in trouble, especially if you're at high speeds. You need to take care of suspension. When I first started in this game, I got my car at 17 and a half, 1974 Vega. And a lot of you don't even know what that is, but Chevy made a 4-cylinder little car, and it was pushing 80 horsepower. Yeah. And so, of course, me, even at that age, I bumped it up to 190 by putting, I must have spent about $4,000 in that to the motor and whatnot. But anyway, so I thought I was the man, okay? And one night around 2 o'clock on a Saturday, me and some guys were rolling, and there was a large curve, a large curve. So I took it at probably about 60 miles an hour. But guess what? My suspension was not ready for that 60-mile-an-hour turn or that curve. And I hit some water. I spunt out. Next thing I knew, I was on the curve. I didn't hit anybody, but next thing I knew, I was on the curb. So it messed up my rear end. So I had to go back to square one. And it's not all about speed, guys. It is about suspension. Can you control the car? Now, there was a street racing event the other night on television, and some guy died, right? I don't like street racing on the streets. If you're going to street race, you go out into the country woods somewhere. Go out where there's one road, and maybe there's enough for 2 cars. You go way out in the boonies, and then you do your thing out in the boonies. Or I would prefer you just go to a track. But a lot of guys just won't do that. They got that racing blood in them, and I can understand that. But take it off our streets, because you guys can't build a car for the streets and work it for the streets correctly, because you always end up hurting yourself or hurting someone's property, or God forbid, hurting a bystander, and we don't want to do that. Life is too precious, and life is short, by the way, okay? You want to make the best of it that you possibly can. Okay, so the Nuggets on the Sharks, okay, you got that. All right, so what am I working on right now? I bought my mom, which is 86 years old, a Dodge Ram, a '05 Dodge Ram pickup, 1500 series. So I got it at a real good deal. And since it's the last hurrah for my mom from me, because she's up in age, I wanted to do something really special on this Dodge Ram. So what I've done was to, it had some dents in the bed, and I took those out. Metal. I love working with metal, so I took it out, took all the big dents out, put another side door on it because those are 4 doors, and then I put an Android radio in the dash. It looks just like factory. And then I put an alarm system on it. I'll put some new tires on it, and I'm going to paint it white and give it to her. It's already white now, but, I want to make it fresh, clean, and look like it's just come from the showroom floor. So I even bought up-to-date headlights for it through Gotcha Stuff. Now, we're tied into warehouses. Our Gotcha Racing, we've been around a while. So that's why I went and got all of my stuff wholesale prices. And that's what we plan on doing. When we first got into this game back in '04, we were doing selling parts out of our big Frito-Lay van that we had. We had got about a 25-foot van, and we got our stickers on it. Says Gotcha Racing Live on it. Not Gotcha Racing Live, but Gotcha Racing TV and Gotcha Racing Motorsports. And we would literally go to setup on Saturday nights and maybe some Sunday nights at local corners that we knew they were going to have illegal street racings nearby, and I would try to service that community. And I went from here to Hemet to Paris, and back to Ontario. And the funniest thing about that is we were servicing the community. But if you've ever out there, the lights start to flicker. The police control the lights, meaning that they could they have a device in their vehicle, push of a button, and the light turns from red to green or green to red. And I swear you'll see about 50 drivers going down Milliken, trying to find a safe place to race on the streets. And all of a sudden you see the lights change and the lights are flickering. Go, oh, here comes the PD. Here's going Popo. And I bet you with on cue, the cops are right there. The cops are on that behind. So it's funny. But we are no longer doing that in the field. We are going to open up a shop, and we'll just call it the Garage. And we are in negotiations right now to get our building together so we can service the racing community at large. We're talking from superchargers, we're talking from shocks, we're talking from struts, we're talking anything that you might need for your particular vehicle. And so we're kind of happy that we are going to establish Gotcha Racing Garage again, okay? So now, let's back to what else am I doing? Okay, now, this week coming up, we'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada. We meeting the Gotcha Racing crew. And I tell you, it's eye candy. When we go there, it's eye candy. What do you mean by eye candy? You have every car, every manufacturer there that's into motorsports. That into motorsports are there, and they're shopping. They're trying to get deals. You have celebrities walking through. It's eye candy on both ends. And for the guys, there's females, scantily dressed, but nevertheless, they are working for the manufacturers, the models, the top of the models for the industry, and they're all there. It's a beautiful thing, the SEMA show. Okay, so I'm going to do roll call, and roll call is for our guys that are going to the SEMA show this season. We have a crew of 4, including myself, and I believe we have the Road Warrior online. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, SEMA, baby.
Yeah, it's right around the corner, dude. Right around the corner. But here's the question: are you ready?
Well, I better be, because I'm the transportation for us, right? if I'm not, ain't nobody going nowhere.
Yeah, so I believe you are ready. Folks, this is Chris the Road Warrior. Now, Chris the Road Warrior takes care of our motorcycle industry, okay? He's on every other week, and he gives, for the past 3 years now, great information, and I know you have saved someone's life out there by giving them the information that they probably didn't know, but they should have received by their experience. But nevertheless, when you come on, it's it's refreshing to hear new thoughts and information that you have gone into your archives and brought back and give to the listeners. Buddy, so what do you plan to do in SEMA with us?
Well, besides getting us there and back in one piece, first let me start with last year. What I saw there was awesome. I mean, that was my first attendance to the show, and I know you're an old hat with it, so whatever, But for me, I was slack job most of the time, as you know, and it was just a lot of input. And it was awesome. It was a blast. I saw stuff that I've never seen before, and some of which I hope I never see again. But, it was a lot of fun. Like the truck that was all decorated with a Sharpie pen. That was unbelievable. It was done unbelievably well. It was awesome. And just to give you all a flavor of these things that you can see out there. But, you're probably thinking, too, well, wait a minute, he's a motorcycle guy. This is a car show. Why would he even be there? Well, first of all, yes, I am a motorcycle guy. But I do I have a passion for all things with wheels and engines. And that includes those that fly and those that run on rails. So, it is definitely an awesome experience for any gearhead motor guy of any type of vehicle that you have a passion for. It's an awesome thing to see. And they do have motorcycles. I was blown away. I found motorcycles at a car show. They were actually advertising something for a car, believe it or not, but they were using these custom bikes, these beautiful machines, some of the one-off beautiful builds. I got an opportunity to interview a couple of these guys that created these wonderful machines, like the spokeless motorcycle. Yes, there was one there without spokes, and a couple others. And it was really neat to see. And they're out there. And so besides helping out with schlepping the gear around, I got to actually get my chops into some bikes out there as well. And
well, look, hold on a minute, man. We had to pop your cherry somehow, okay?
Well, right. Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's really cool. Right off the bat, the first thing that I noticed and was being able to help out with was the fact that we do have to put a little distance between the microphone and the camera, and you do end up walking around in what I call a convention shuffle, where there's so much to take in, you just are oblivious to what's happening right in front of you. And it's very easy for the rest of the conventioners to just literally traipse right through our shot, or anybody else's for that matter. I mean, we have to watch out for the other guys as well. And I caught myself almost walking in, between cameras and people. And so, we let a little blockage there for you when
I was going over some of the footage about a week ago, and I did see you perform. I did see you do that. And I go, oh. Yeah. He was a crowd control guy.
I got caught on film. Oh no! And it was cool. Last year I don't know if we'll have one this year, but last year we had that 360 cam. That was pretty cool. None of us could hide that way. We were all caught on film there during that scene. But it's definitely a blast, and I am absolutely looking forward to it again.
I think, know what, man, I'm excited about it. I've been going for 17 years, but I'm really excited because I believe I got a great crew going this season, and I'm really happy. We have a videographer going. We have an audio guy that's going with us, and then we have Chris, the Road Warrior, of course, going with us. And I think it's going to be – I'm excited about it. Oh, I'm excited. Went out and got new hats, man. And so, we're going to be looking pretty sporty. For those of you that are out in the listening land, you can probably see the hats after we get back. I'll pick them up on Monday, and then we're leaving Tuesday. And those will be on our site for sale. And cool. We're just gonna we're gonna have a great time. I feel it in my bones, man. And
I don't know how we can not have a great time there. I mean, we had a couple of little bumps in the road type of thing last year, and it was nothing. On the overall scheme of things, it was awesome. It really is. I mean, the walk in itself is that's not part of the 15 miles of shows, by the way, people. There's about 2 miles of just getting to the building from the parking lot. Right. All the gear and stuff. So, it's definitely going to be a workout, but it's a lot of fun, and it's well worth it. It's awesome.
But I got to tell you this beforehand. Excuse me. I cannot get you that bowl of soup you had last time at SEMA. Outside of SEMA, about 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the p.m. or so, we went out to this place called the Oyster Bar, and it's at the Palace Station. I don't mind advertising for it because the place is absolutely off the chain.
Yes, it was.
The bowl of soup is about $30, and it's like if you've ever seen the Soup Nazis, long time ago, it's like that. You get your soup and you sit down with 18 other guys. Are females, and it's off the friggin' chain. So, this time, don't expect it, man.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Like I said, man, I'm going to buy me a pair of roller skates. I'm going to get a leash and just attach myself to the wagon, and y'all can just pull me around, and I'll be good.
Okay, buddy. Take care. I'll see you soon. All right. So we're leaving Tuesday morning early.
It's not like I live a long way away from you.
Talk to you soon, dude. Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right, that's Chris, the Road Warrior, guys. And we're at the bottom of the hour. Tell you what, let's put on a couple of commercials. And so I can drink some water here and pay some of these bills. And
we're going to have to take a quick commercial break. Mama said that I have to take care of some of these bills, so please stay with us.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292FQ Riverside, and K293CF Moreno Valley.
U&I Auto Truck Parts and Wrecking is loaded with 15 acres of used, salvaged, and rebuilt parts for your car or truck. Sure, you could go to any wrecking yard, but U&I has what it takes. Expertise, high-quality products, and the finest customer service you'll receive anywhere. U&I makes custom drive shafts, furnishes full warranties on all their parts, and keeps up on industry changes. Call 909-888-6841. You'll be impressed by the fast and friendly response from the U&I skilled staff. You can also go to the Contact Us page and request a part. U&I hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 8 till 5, and Saturday, 8 till 3. U&I Auto Truck Parts and Wrecking is located at 1435 West Rialto Avenue in San Bernardino. Check out the U&I webpage at the letter U, the letter I, autoparts.com, or call 909-888-6841. 909-888-6841. Oh, no!
Don't worry about a thing, pretty lady. You're in good hands with J&K Auto Body Paint and Repair. J&K Auto Body has been serving the Rialto area for years and are considered to be one of the oldest and the best auto body shops in town. The right people with the right tools and the right experience that can give you the service and the quality that you expect. 24 hours, 7 day a week towing is available. That's J&K Auto Body, 241 South Palm Avenue, Rialto, California, across the street from the Metrolink station. Call us at 909-875-0400, 909-875-0400. That's 909-875-0400.
Sie hören jetzt Gotcha Racing live mit Ihrem Gastgeber Joe Britt.
You're listening to Gotcha Racing live on KCAA 1050 AM with Joe Britt. Now get to the chopper. Hasta la vista, baby.
Man, you see how smooth things are going this morning? Wow, we have a new board up. Nick, introduce yourself to the crowd.
Hello, hello.
All right. And I tell you, this guy is he's smooth. Smooth as silk, as they would say.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. But I will never give you the big head. Just close enough, and then your head starts getting bigger. I have to put a pin in it, man.
Don't worry. The mistakes are coming.
Okay. Okay.
Just be patient.
You're telling me beforehand. All right. So let's do this. Let's put on. We're gonna stick with the SEMA theme. Let's put on that video of one of my correspondents that were at SEMA and was interviewing this guy from Mexico with a fantastic car that was built. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4.
Do I look the camera?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm Rick Roberts here. We're at the SEMA show here in Las Vegas Convention Center. It's 2011. And we're standing here with the creator of a magnificently beautiful car. I think that's the only way I can explain it and describe it. And I want him to introduce himself to you. First, we're going to get his name. And I want you to understand this. This is like looking at a Rembrandt. This gentleman here, because he is a creator. He's an artiste. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Hi, Rick. How are you? This is Fernando Gomez. How are you? With a great hug from Mexico for you. And well, I'm here because I was invited to show this car here because it's a different car. It's a kind of a special thing because this Lincoln was conceived from the factory already with a V12 engine, a tiny piston, 110 horsepower engine. So I decided resto mod it and replace the original V12 engine with a modern one. And I had about 4 or 5 different options. So the best option I chose was the Ferrari engine V12.
Give our viewers a little bit of background and history on your, start with automobiles, designing, fabricating. Kind of give us a history on who and where and what you've been doing.
Well, I started this, I was invited once as a guest to a lunch, and I asked all the guys in a big table, please raise your hand who has the passion for cars since he was a kid. And everybody did. There was about 20 people there. Everybody did. So it happened to me the same. Since I was a kid, I loved cars. as many of the other guys here. And I started working on my motorcycles, then cars, when I was a little more capable of economically doing that. And then I started growing and until I ended up professionally doing this, and I did this as a passion for me. But it is here. I mean, the car runs perfect. I mean, it behaves like a Ferrari.
Yes.
It sounds when you start it like a Ferrari, and runs. And I installed a Tremec 6 forward speed, yes, with a Jag rear end, with an XKE Jag rear end, and it's a strange, odd combination, but it ended up very nicely.
It's a gorgeous car, beautiful color. There's so much to love about this car. The lines that are on the vehicle, how well and how aesthetic your engine compartment is in terms of the fitment. Also, just some of the small details and appointments that obviously show that you have a passion for building the car. Tell me this, over the years, obviously you said you started off with motorcycles and then you gravitated towards cars. Where does that passion come from?
I don't know. As I was telling you that about this anecdote about the table, I'm absolutely sure it's in your genes.
Yes.
80% of men have that genes. I think so.
It's an amazing car. Tell me some of the things. Obviously, you like the car, but what specifically is it about the car, some of the features that sort of just kind of caught your attention and made you say, this will be the car that I do this and create this masterpiece with? What was it?
I don't get what you're saying. Sorry.
Well, I'm saying, is it more so the styling of the body? Maybe it was that you were familiar with this particular car and you just sort of looked at it and said, that's it. What drew you to that particular car for this choice?
That's a good question. You're a good interviewer. Yeah. I think this shape of car is like Art Deco.
Yes.
It is. So those round shapes, it's Art Deco.
Yes.
So I decided to keep it the way it is, except I widened the rear fenders for getting wider wheels for traction.
Yes.
And that's it. And I chopped it. That's it. All the rest is the car is so beautiful that you don't need to make a major drastic changes.
When you take on a project like this, obviously there's so many different aspects of the car. Obviously there's body, there's paint, there's engine, there's interior. Who are some of the people that worked with you on this car and on this project?
Oh, well, this is a complicated car. The original, well, many people had to do something with this car. But one of the main issues was the electrical system, the wiring harness.
Yes.
And it was complicated because you cannot start a Ferrari engine without the car.
Yes.
Because all the electricals are interrelated. Okay. Even with the door key has an alarm that has something to do with the engine harness, so you don't steal the car. You cannot start the engine. So yes. I discarded all the expensive 2 computers and original wiring harness that I still keep, and nobody's going to want them. Yes. And I ended up getting in contact with one guy in Dallas that made a wiring harness for the engine.
Yes.
And the computers were replaced by another, can I say the brand? Mm-hmm. Well, a Motec system.
Okay.
And then all the rest of the electrical stuff was made by a guy, very talented guy, from San Diego, whose name is Joe Ellis.
Yes.
And he's a very, very talented guy. He put together a 5-computer Mustang for me in Mexico City.
Yes.
It is expensive to have them go to Mexico. This guy charges money.
He's your own private electrician, though. That's what it sounds like.
But he's such a nice guy, and he doesn't doubt anything. He just cut. You just watch him doing this. He cuts and he puts together the wires. He welds it without any hesitation. And he's a very skillful guy. I'm grateful to him.
That's amazing. It sounds like we actually took 2 artists or artistes. We put them together and we ended up with this fine product. Tell us just about some of the features and some of the details that you've actually added to the car that maybe are sort of a favorite, or not so much a favorite, but something that you really like about the car that kind of took a little bit more additional effort on your part. Tell us some things about that.
Well, it has so many things. I made this air filter plenum out of aluminum, and then I covered it with the real carbon fiber as well as that cover.
Yes.
What else? The console is modified. The main cluster on the dashboard was custom made. It has an air suspension, air ride suspension, custom made upholstery, of course. What else? These moldings are handmade out of handmade.
Very nice accent also. It actually accentuates the body lines themselves.
Hand polished and shaped. These emblems don't exist. I made them because there's no Lincoln Zephyr B12 emblem. It doesn't exist. It exists on one side because one of the Lincoln Zephyrs have this V12 emblem on the grill, but just one side. So I needed the mirror side. So that doesn't exist. So I had to make both. So now I have this side and the other side, mirror side. It's just an anecdote, a simple anecdote, but it has many different little things that I had to be
various components.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the vehicle itself, what year is the car, the base vehicle itself?
Yes, it's a 1939 Lincoln Zephyr.
1939. And in terms of the Ferrari engine that you chose, tell us a little bit about this motor. Give us a little bit of, say, specs on the horsepower, the type of rating that you would have by mating the two of these together. What do we have for a combination and end result?
Yeah, well, in order to match the engine to the transmission, there's no way, so I had to make a custom-made an adapter.
Yes.
So the engine keeps the clutch plate, original clutch plate, and then I attached the Tremec transmission to it. Yes. But I had to custom-made a gear, a drive shaft,
yes,
a splined shaft,
yes,
heat-treated, and it was kind of a little tricky thing to do, but it ended up very well. Another thing interesting. What else?
Well, I've got a question for you. If you had to say how many man hours went into this vehicle, just approximately, how many man hours are into the production of the car?
I haven't counted that, but many. It's 4 years. 4 years.
Well, I'll tell you what, on that note, we're going to call it a wrap. In the meantime, we do appreciate the fact that you took the time out to speak with us here at Gotcha Racing. And I will tell you, on behalf of Gotcha Racing TV, this genuinely is one of the nicer vehicles we've seen, period, point blank. So, again, thank you so much, Fernando.
Thank you.
We hope to see your next project as well, and we'll be out there and we'll come and cover that as well.
Thank you, Rick. My pleasure.
So once again, for Gotcha Racing TV, I'm Rick Roberts. We're here at the SEMA Show 2011 here at the Las Vegas Convention Center. We'll see you next time.
All right, folks. So this is this is the weekend for SEMA because we're heading. We're putting our juices together. Got the team together, and we got the band together, and we are heading out to SEMA on Tuesday early morning. I have a correspondent. Well, I have my audio guy for our crew. Ed, are you there?
I'm here, Joe. How you doing?
Man, just getting excited about having a great time.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm glad you're going with us this year. So we really need you there. So you went before with us, and what did you think? What caught your attention before at SEMA? What was one of the things that you really stuck out in?
The latest technology in automotive that you can imagine. If you can imagine it, it's there at SEMA. It's well worth going. So that's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, well, the show is not open to consumers. It's open to the automotive industry. And after an invite and after you do what you have to do to get in as an audio, not audio, but as a motorsports personnel, then you can get in. It's not open to the public, so we get a rare view of what's coming on the market for the next coming year. And I'm glad that you're going to spend 4 days with us there, and hopefully we won't tire you out, man.
Let's hope not, but let's have fun.
Okay, good enough. So we're leaving Tuesday morning early. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right,
See you
brother.
then.
Take care.
Okay.
All right. And that's how we do it at here at Gotcha Racing. We got our team together, and we're heading out Tuesday morning. We'll be back Sunday. No, we'll be back Friday evening late, because SEMA has a show they just started. It's called the Ignited, and what they do, they get most of the guys out of SEMA. They've been locked up for 7 to 10 days, because right now they're going in. Right now they're going into SEMA, and they are in a closed position, and they're pretty much locked in, and they can't make a move. So in order to show their stuff, show their cars, SEMA has like a parade, and they've taken over a large parking lot that normally we would park in and then walk to the SEMA show, and they're letting them just go loose. Last year they had an F1 doing some runs. They had drifting. They had a little small drag racing. It's off the chain, and the public is invited to that. Okay, so if you guys are in Las Vegas and you want to see some top-notch vehicles, you want to see like a parade going on, then that would be the spot. It starts at 3:00 on Friday. The show closes at 2:00. And then at 3:00, the outside show starts, okay? And that's open to the public. And I think they're charging $20 to get through the doors on that one there. You know, it's all about cash, so just get ready. You know, you have all your friends there, all your vendors. You'll see a lot of celebrities walking through, and that's what it's all about. All right, let's put on a put on a let's see here what we've got next. A audio for SEMA, and we're almost out of time. But nevertheless, I got some other things I want to tell you. Okay, some other things I want to tell you. Matter of fact, we got a caller on the line. Okay, yeah. Right now it's roll call time. So is this John? Who's this?
This is, I forget his name.
Okay, must be. Is it Seth?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Well, how are you?
I'm good. Folks, this is our videographer and our cameraman. He's been with us from the beginning, and he is one heck of a camera person. Glad that you're going to go with us. Man, we've been missing you, but you know, we all have to work, but I'm glad you got the time off to hang with us and just have a great time. We need that eye of yours, because I tell you, there's no one on the market that I know, and I've been around for a long time, that has an eye like you do. I don't know I know where you get it from, but you're using it quite well. So thank you, Seth, for going along with us, and I know we will be getting some great footage. Now, you've gone with us before to SEMA.
Yeah.
What caught your eye out of all the stuff you saw at SEMA? What do you think that caught your eye and this is memorable?
Well, just all in all, the wild creation, art in motion, you know? Yeah. It's, everything's just absolutely amazing. Pretty much not one thing you kind of downplay, from the parts all the way to the paint on the vehicles to the ladies, you know, on the show floor, you know, all that.
Okay.
Wild industry parties, it's insane.
I wonder if we'll have time to even go to any of the parties, man. Lately, we've been for the past couple of years, we've been tired. Yeah, and I know you're younger than I am, and when you go out, when we did have the full crew, you guys didn't come back to 1 or 2 in the morning, sometimes 3 in the morning, and we got to get right back up again. But nevertheless, that's youth, and but you'll be the youngest guy around, so we'll see what happens this time.
Well, definitely, we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good enough. Nice to have you along with us, man. This is Seth. He's our videographer and our camera guy. All right, buddy. I'll see you soon, and we leave on Tuesday morning.
Sounds good.
All right. Take care of yourself. All right. So let's put on this audio for SEMA. And this is from one of our correspondents that was with us, named Larry. So let's go ahead and put that up.
All right, and here we are, still in Santa Ana, still at the SEMA Media Conference, and I'm here in the offices of SEMA with Juan Torres. And Juan, so what is happening with SEMA?
What is happening, Larry? Well, there's a lot of things happening. First and foremost, what's very dear to our hearts is the RPM Act. We're still working toward having that piece of legislation approved and passed in Congress.
So what's the Reader's Digest on the RPM Act?
The RPM Act, it's a common sense bipartisan bill that protecting law-abiding citizens who convert cars, trucks, and motorcycles into racing vehicles.
Ah, okay.
What the bill does is we're not trying to set a new law. We're not trying to pass a new law. All we're trying to do is clarify that it's always been legal to make emissions-related changes to a street vehicle that has been converted into a race car and used exclusively in competition.
Okay.
So there's 60.
We're not talking off-road and all that.
We're just talking competition vehicles.
Okay.
So we just want to make sure clarify that the verbiage on the law and the existing law is that it's okay to convert them into competition vehicles.
Okay.
As of right now, it's passed the House and Energy Committee. It's been approved.
This is Washington, D.C. in
Washington, D.C. in Congress. So hopefully, pretty soon, we'll see it come up on the floor and up for vote. And hopefully we have drummed up enough support from the racing community and those in the aftermarket industry to get the congressmen and senators, representatives to approve and pass this piece of legislation.
All right.
So that's where we're at right now, and we have our fingers crossed, hoping that it'll come to a vote pretty soon.
So have you got an RPM whip? Anybody who's the one that's keeping track of this and working it?
Well, we have our own. SEMA has its own legal department.
Right.
We have a group of.
Who's your head lobbyist?
Our head lobbyist. We're our own our own lobbyists.
Okay.
Yeah, but thanks to the hard work of our legal department, and the great your listeners and the great audience and everyone who's helped us support our push to get this piece of legislation approved.
Cool. And of course, so this means that all our listeners should pick up the phone and call their congressman.
In fact, there's an
senator.
We've made it even easier. Instead of calling, we have a dedicated site where you can. It's fully automated. All you do is put in your name and your address, and it'll automatically. It's a letter that it will automatically populate with your representative.
Yep.
And their email.
Your congressman and your senator.
Exactly. And we'll just, all you got to do is go to SEMA.org/RPM.
Cool.
And just fill out your name and your address and click send, and your representative or congressman will get that email saying, I need you to support this bill.
I love that, man. All right.
Awesome.
All right.
And then, also what we have going on is we recently announced our annual scholarships.
Oh, yeah, okay. For the high school kids,
For the
right?
high school. No, it's actually, now it's for high school. This is the first year where we're making available to high school and part-time students.
Ah.
And so the deadline's coming up. It's March 1st, so you want to get in there quickly. Go to SEMA.org/scholarships.
Okay.
And it's to apply and get all the information on how you can qualify and benefit from this program that SEMA does every year.
Or your kids can.
Or your kids can as well, now that we're supporting high schoolers.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
It's
That's
just
cool.
engaging the youth of America, engaging those in technical schools is a very important issue and priority for SEMA. So we're trying to do everything we can.
Oh, you mean like trying to keep the industry going?
Exactly. Yeah, that's very.
Another generation coming up.
Exactly. We just got to, and we're trying to get them involved at a younger age, which is why we do this. We're trying to reach out to high school students as well.
Well, and let's face it, the last 15 years has been incredible changes. I mean, it used to be able to have a corner shop, right?
Right.
But now that corner shop's got to have $40,000 in computer equipment to compete.
Right. And really to remain relevant more so in motorsports and in the automotive industry, you got to be aware of what's out there and what is it that you need to learn and what's the path that you need to take to really.
And it's a lifetime deal.
Exactly.
It's continuing education.
It's continuing
lifetime
education.
deal. I don't care if you're 26 or you're 60. You know, if you're not keeping on top of what the changes are, you're going to be out of a job.
And speaking of changes, I mean, we're already even seeing changes coming into the aftermarket. We recently did a study, and we made a report available during the SEMA show in November, where we're seeing that all these new cars with the aftermarket, with the lane departure warnings, that's a big emerging market. And the study is showing that in the next 5 years, it's going to grow 9% every year, and we're expecting it to grow to 1.5 billion, be a 1.5 billion market segment by the year 2021.
Just that segment.
Just that segment alone. So that's going to present a lot of opportunities for not only for parts manufacturers, but also that's just going to drive new products into the market.
And maintenance.
And maintenance.
People that take care of that stuff. Oh, my driverless car is not working.
Exactly. So you see more and more. I mean, according to the report, I mean these are like the five top segments in that market segment: blind spot warnings, passive forward collision warnings, heads up display warnings, lane departure warnings, and that passive park assist system that helps you parallel park. And
plus, there's all that braking stuff.
Exactly.
The sensor-driven braking stuff.
Exactly.
So this, for the fools that don't watch the road.
Right.
Okay, and that's how they do it on TV. They're busy looking at the deer jumping along, and then it turns on the brakes because they were going to run in the back of the truck, right?
So more so this year than last year, we saw more companies starting to introduce aftermarket parts for these systems. And like I said, that study showing that it's a big emerging market, and we're excited about that. It's been a while that we had seen the segment just break out so fast.
Yeah.
So that's really what we have going on right now. So hopefully,
look at cell phone apps.
Yeah.
How fast a cell phone app comes out, and next thing you know, there's 30 million, 100 million, 500 million worldwide. Boom.
Right.
WhatsApp, et cetera, everybody.
Right, it's a new world.
Yeah, it is a new world, and if we go the way of the dinosaur, it's our own damn fault.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to keep everyone relevant, keep ourselves relevant. Yes.
Exactly. Otherwise, adios.
It's what the auto manufacturers are introducing into the market, and so we got to keep up with it.
All right. Hey, one, give me 5.
Thank you, Larry.
All right, man. It's good to see you. See you again. Maybe see you in Vegas.
Let's get together.
You know what? Let's get together and
let's do this again.
And let's keep it going for the industry.
That's our goal.
Yep. And we're out of here.
Okay, so folks, that was Larry, one of our correspondents that we've had, and we're excited because SEMA's coming up. It's almost like a party when we go there, but we work our butts off, man, for that for that week. We're working, and on Fridays it'll probably be a kickback day for us, meaning that we can go without the cameras, without the mics, and just enjoy ourselves at the show. And they close at 2 o'clock, so we'll get there early, just slow walking around. I know we probably won't have to hardly cover anything, but we'll all be connected with our cell phones so I can keep in contact with the guys and see where they're at and how they're doing. So we're excited. We're excited. And so for those of you that would like to maybe email us and say, hey, Joe, we want you to look at this, give us coverage on this particular wheel or this particular brand, get it to us. Get to us at grtv.media@gmail.com. grtv.media@gmail.com. And if it's within the week, you got 4 days, man, to communicate with us. And then if we can find the company there, they might not be there, but if we do find them there, then we'll bring some information back to you and the audience and let them hear what we have discovered on the floors of SEMA. So couple of things. Halloween's coming up, okay? Rialto is having Halloween hijinks. We have it every year. I'm the chairman of the board for Park and Recs in Rialto. I'm a 30-year commissioner. If you want something safe, if you want something safe for your kids to go to, take them to our city of Rialto for Halloween night. And it should be right in back of City Hall. It should be all blocked off. There should be a ton of people there. And candy will be all over the place for the kids. So you want to enjoy yourself? And take them away from, it used to be when we were kids, man, we go house to house, but now it's gotten so crazy out there, with just craziness. You don't want to do that. You want to go to a secure location. Our police are there, our staff is there, and we will be great. Hey, folks, this is Joe Britt, Got You Racing Live, Got You Racing TV, and we are in Redlands, and we're broadcasting to you, and we're doing what we do best. SEMA's coming up, and we're going to have a good time. You folks, take care of yourself. See you next week. Talk to you next week. All right, bye.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.